have been formed, thorny bushes create a jungle of impenetrable confusion. Even if a person, through perversity or blind conceit, has thus far not cultivated good qualities, the person can at least make a try or make efforts to secure them. If this is not done, the excellence of life cannot be tasted and life is a waste. Its worth is nil. The mind, by sheer force of these opposing forces, gets lost in false values and is unable to develop along the right lines. Such a mind, turned away from good, might cause indescribable evil. All progress won by the spiritual aspirant might be destroyed by such a mind in an unguarded moment, like a spark falling on a keg of gunpowder because of a moment's negligence.
Thank you very much, sister. So I think I think Swami is very clearly outlining the process of how do we cultivate our mind. And Swami is giving the analogy of farming, cultivating a crop. So he talks about how we have to sow the good seeds and get a harvest. At the same time, we also have to be wary of any weeds or anything which will come in the way of cultivating that crop. And he says he's giving very warnings, dire warnings of how these negative traits in us can cause a lot of harm to us not being guarded at all times. And so to avoid this need for being guarded, Swami wants us to remove them completely, just like a farmer who is interested in a good crop would always try to uh, be careful and observe and attentively watch for weeds, and also be always engaged in making sure that the good crop is growing well and plentiful. So I think with those words, I will pause and I will ask others to share your thoughts, please. Saira.
So, Sairam, brother. So, according to these two paragraphs, what Swami is saying, my understanding too, uh, how you keep our body clean outside, same way you have to clean your heart inside, where you keep the heart purely. So, think good thoughts always. If the thoughts are good, you're going to have peace. Then you can meditate. If you have any bad thoughts, you have to clean that one. How you can clean that one? The good thoughts always is like a sharp knife. You can cut it through that bad thoughts. Then you are, and you can enjoy the peace. Once you have the peace, only you can ready to meditate. Thank you, Sairam, brother.
Thank you very much, brother. Anyone else would like to share your thoughts, please?
Sairam, brother. Now, there is a wording now that without a good character full of sterling qualities, one can never achieve progress in the spiritual field. So, what is here generally meant by good character full of sterling qualities? Because if we don't explain this elaborately, we won't understand the purpose of this section. No? Saira.
Okay. So, Sairam, thank you. Does anyone have something to say, please? I will open it up for the other participants to share your thoughts, please, on this. What exactly are sterling characters and good qualities?
I think what Swami is saying is good qualities means he has given us an idea about human values. all the good human values Swami has told us. Well, I think he is referring to that. When we follow these human values, they become sterling character, so sterling attributes of ours. Then we can really gain what Swami wants us to gain. Hello?
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Okay. Okay.
Anyone else would, thank you very much, Auntie. Anyone else who would like to share any of your thoughts, please?
Sairam. Sairam, all are saying the same things, but I'm saying there's something that before we put in the good things in our heart, we had to clean the heart first, no, from the bad thoughts and deeds from previous one. We had to get rid of them first. Then only that it works if we put new things, good things in the heart. No, then that's the meaning. Swami says that first of all you have to clean the field and put the new seeds and get the right crops. No, that's the same thing that if you want to put a pure for a milk in a glass, no, it's first we had to clean the glass. Otherwise, the whole glass is milk of wasted. No, that's why. That's the things that I can say. Thank you, Sarah.
Thank you very much. Anyone else who would like to share your thoughts, please? So I guess no, in the absence of anyone else venturing in to say anything, I think Auntie has said Swami has already spoken about the human values. But I think in the earlier paragraph itself, Swami has told that whatever we do, say, or think should be always having the welfare of everyone in this world as the most important goal. That everyone should benefit from whatever we do is what Swami seems to have already highlighted to us. So I would say, and I'm sure Swami would further elaborate unless Mudas, would you like to say something, please? Okay, I think we are okay. So, Brother Sivadas, you would like to add anything?
Bhagawan is always stressing about the good character, So, and Andy said a good point of human values, practicing human values. Yeah, that's a basic answer, and that's a good answer actually. They're covering everything. So yeah, if we understand these 5 values, what they really signify, and that could be the answer. Yeah, I agree with that one. So, because even the jealousy, telling lies, those things, everything is coming under the 5 values. So that is a bigger, wider area to tell about this one. So that's okay. We don't need to.
So it will become a complete different discussion.
Yeah.
I think it's in summarized form. I think Auntie has already covered it. So I think they will.
Arun, I have got a question.
Yes, Auntie. Yes, Auntie.
That paragraph where, Swami is saying, Sarvamanaku buddhi sakshi, adi
Yes.
upadiga kaligi buddhi endu vyapinchi, chaitanyamuga undunu, sarva buddhi samashtiye maya. Kanuka, maya vichinna chaitanyamu Ishwarudu. Then he goes about Ishvara Tattva. I have a small idea about this, what Swami is trying to tell us.
Yes.
You see, the reflection of the consciousness falls on the mind.
Yes.
There, it is the pratibimba of the real consciousness.
Yes.
That awareness, we are doing all our activities in this world. That awareness is there. But this awareness is also enveloped by Maya or Avidya, what we call Avidya.
Yes.
In the total samashti, that is in the macrocosm, it is called Maya.
Yes.
In our individual, this thing, it's called Avidya.
Yes.
So, we have to think of Ishvara without that Maya and concentrate and meditate upon that Ishvara Tattva.
Yes.
That's what Swami is trying to say, I think.
Yes,
Is it clear? I
yes.
think...
Yes. I think that is the goal of meditation. That's what Swami has said. And when Swami says to get to that point, we should sarva bhuta hite rata, means we should welfare of everyone's welfare.
Yeah. So it was a little confusing when Swami said sarva buddhi sakshi adi upadiga buddhi undu vyapinchi chaitanya magunu. Then that was a little bothering me. I just Swami gave that answer to me.
Yes.
I think. Okay.
I think the word sarva only, sarva means we look at many as something, and
sarvamanaku buddhi sakshi.
Yeah. So because of that sarva, all this affecting the buddhi also.
Jagat, the whole world with its plurality is confusing us.
Exactly.
We are not able to recognize Ishvara.
Yes.
If we have to concentrate on Ishvara, we have to think about that Ishvara without the conditioning of Maya. Conditioning of Maya.
Yes, thank you. And so for that, Swami says good qualities is essential.
Good qualities, yeah.
So actually, even okay, so I will leave that. We have already covered a summarized form.
Yeah.
If others have nothing to say, we could go to the next paragraphs. And I think there were some things Swami has talked about. Some bad qualities Swami has told.
Yeah.
I think if we remove them, Swami says blind conceit. Through such things also cause problems, Swami says.
Yeah. One cannot develop good qualities if he is following a conceited way. Or perverse. If he is perverse, he cannot.
Yes.
He cannot
secure, Swami says.
Secure good qualities. Yeah.
So I think basically what Swami is saying is just meditating is just not sitting on a mat and thinking of God. Swami also wants us to see the good in this world and also work for the good of everyone in this world, because it is an integral part of meditation, and only then we can succeed in the sadhana of meditation. I think that seems to be what I can understand. So I think I will, if there's no other thoughts from anyone, we can move on to the next slide, Sister Dushi.
Some try to be devoid of qualities, but they achieve only living death. Their pale faces reveal only lack of zest and interest. This is the result of unreasoned haste in spiritual discipline. Though becoming qualityless is ultimately needed, there should be no hurry to reach the goal. Even though a person may have the order, it very often leads to dilemmas which many solve by means of suicide. First, one must accumulate wealth of character. Many stalwart aspirants have lost their way and not regained it in spirit, in spite of years of effort, because they evinced no interest in earning this qualification. Others have slipped into the morass through which they were wading. you can see that the path of achieving the absence of qualities is strewn with dangers. One cannot exist without activity. So one must of necessity act through good qualities. One must put down all desires and become free. The mind filled with good qualities will help in this process, for it will bear others' prosperity gladly. It will give up doing injury. It will seek opportunities to help, heal, and foster. It will not only suffer, it will also pardon. It will not incline toward the false. It will be on the alert to speak the truth. It will remain unruffled by lust, greed, anger, and conceit. It will be free from delusion. It will always seek the welfare of the world. From such a mind will flow an uninterrupted stream of love.
Thank you very much, sister. So as we can see, Swami is talking about people who have tried this path of sadhana and trying to achieve some success in a hurry. Swami says haste and over enthusiasm. They feel that they have failed in that path and they have not succeeded, and they turn to other activities and actions by which they are trying to solve, which or they're giving up the effort altogether, and they get disillusioned. So I think Swami is just warning us, saying that don't try to be in a hurry, don't make haste to achieve some results so fast, and that itself will undermine our sadhana itself. Then that's what I seem to get from the first paragraph. The second paragraph, Swami says, there are some people who want to reach the state of absence of all qualities. And Swami says that is strewn with danger, because you cannot become empty initially when you are not strong to resist anything which is bad. Because then it will land you into trouble. So that's why Swami says the person who meditates, until they achieve success in their goal of meditation, they have to always engage in activity which is positive and good and uplifting. Because many people think, no, we should not do any activities, or don't mix with the world, don't do anything, just do meditation. And Swami says that will not take us far, and that's prone to much danger. So because of that, Swami is encouraging and telling us, prodding us to be always engaged in good activities. So that's what I sort of understand from here. I will stop here and I will ask the other participants to share your thoughts, please, and your impressions. Saira. I think one of the questions which Brother Sivadas asked, what is sterling character? I think Swami is also elaborating various aspects of such a character in the second paragraph, is what I can see.
Yeah, thank you. That's I have seen that. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. So
Sairam, in the second paragraph we just went through, my understanding, in order to have a successful meditation, we have to do two things. One must put down all desires. That's not enough. Also, first we have to put down all our desires. then we have to fill with the good qualities. Then only we can move forward. So in order to achieve our target, or in order to uplift or move further, so these two things are essential or necessary. First, put down all desires, and then fill with good qualities. So without doing these two things, my understanding, we wouldn't reach the target, or we wouldn't successfully achieve anything in the Dhyana. Is that correct? We have to put down all desires. Swami says all desires, and then fill with the good qualities. So if we don't put down our desires, even if we fill with the good qualities, still part of the requirement or half of the requirement is not met. So these two things, it should go simultaneously in order to reach our destination. So most of us, we are doing, we fill with good qualities, but we don't, personally, I don't see myself to put down all desires. My understanding, that is hard, in the worldly life, put down all desires. We can have some sort of ceiling on desires, but Swami in here, one must put down all desires. So according to this one, the how we can certainly we have to put down all desires in order to reach our destination, or what Swami is really meant in this one. Sometimes textual, contextual, and purposive unity approaches or the interpretation, it could be slightly different, but I want to understand whether we have to put down all desires in order to reach our destination. That's my little question in here. Thank you, Sai Ram. If anyone clarify that point.
Sai Ram.
Thank you very much, sister.
Sai Ram, what I understand from these two paragraphs is the first paragraph says that you have to build up your character. So that is, if you slip on that, it's really hard. So the character is very, very important. That's first paragraph. The second paragraph, when you develop a good character, obviously, you can show a lot of Swami's teaching with that character build up education. You can, Swami, when you follow Swami's teaching, as Auntie said before, Mani Auntie, we follow that. Obviously, we can bring the love, you can be in love with everyone. So there's no interruption in your love to share your thoughts or views. So that is the second part of it. So the character and the love part only, these two paragraphs is emphasizing on. Thank you, Sai Ram.
Sai Ram. I think what is meant by putting down all desires is putting down all worldly desires. The purpose of meditation should not be to accomplish worldly desires. Just for example, to buy a big house, or to my son to get a medical exam, getting through the medical examination, or something, anything worldly, we should not be having as the goal of meditation. That's what I thought. Thank you, Sai Ram.
Thank you very much, brother.
So, Sai Ram, brother, my understanding is whatever we talked before, in order to do the meditation or dhyana, we need that vairagya and viveka. Viveka is you have to discriminate what is real and what is not real. Viveka is the attachment. You have to, because whatever you have seen, just the Prakriti, all subject to change. One day is going to disappear, one day is going to destroy. So why we have to focus on that one? You do it with love. If you have kids, love them, do the duty. Don't attach to anything. When you get attachment, only you get all the anger qualities, all kind of bad qualities will develop. So give up the all attachments. So if you develop both, then you can achieve the goal. Thank you, Sairam.
Thank you very much, brother. Anyone else would like to share any thoughts, please?
I think, Sairam, brother, I think
You have muted yourself, brother Sivadas.
you know that line that comes, that one must put down all desires. So that line, I understood it differently, but better, I think better you go to Telugu and bring it out, please.
Okay. Anyone else has any thoughts, please?
Sairam, I want to add a point here. When Swami is mentioning about this desire, that we should take out all the desires kind of thing, it's not that, I don't think that Swami wanted us to remove all the desires. I was listening to Radio Sai, Brother Venugopal. He was, I think he's the chairman of one of those India's motor company. And so he was asking Swami, make me, give me the boon, like that's the boon he wanted. Make me desireless. Swami said, no. You have to have desire. Unless we have desire, we wouldn't be able to do anything in this world. We will not do anything in this world. So we have to have a small desire, like maybe to live our life, like on a daily basis, and also for the spiritual achievement, we have to have that sort of a desire. And apart from that, even for the previous paragraphs, I also want to put my point here. I think Brother Rajagopal was talking about before. We have to clean the glass before putting anything into this, and then only it wouldn't get spoiled. Same thing, Swami has given us a great example, like a farmer. He has to remove all the weeds and other things, and he has to plow the field to have a better crop. The same thing, say, if you want to have a better feast, we have to clean the vessel. So we have to have a clean vessel. So that's the most important thing. Unless otherwise we clean our vessel, even if we put the top of the brand items into the vessel, we wouldn't get a good feast because of the vessel. So how do we clean the vessel? That's we use different chemicals here in this country, but back home we were doing differently, like whatever that ash or like other things, we use it and then we clean it. But Swami is trying to bring an example here, how we could do as a spiritual aspirant. We should get out of our daily thing and get into the service of the help the people. Thereby, we are expanding our love. That expansion of love is really cleaning all the bad qualities in us. Because if you look at a person who is helpless, you go and help them, your heart becomes tender. You are very kind and you are feeling for that person. Then all these things happening, accumulating in our life, then we will be only doing the good things to the other people. Those are the few points that I noted. Swami has given an excellent way of explanation into this, how we should be living our life. And beautifully, he has said many things. And also, and in the first or second paragraph, Swami is talking about it. We are wearing a glass of we are looking at a tainted glass, this world. If you are looking at a tainted glass, you wouldn't see the great picture of this world. So we have to have a glass that is untainted. Then only we will see this Isvara. That is my understanding. I don't want to give too much, but this is my understanding. We have to clean ourselves first, bring the good qualities within us and expand it. by serving other people, whatever the way we could do to the humanity. Thereby, we will have our pot getting ready for the meditation part. Thank you, Sai Ram.
Sai Ram, brother, Sai Ram. Anyone else would like to share your thoughts?
Swami. Only things we have to learn a lot of from the Swami's teaching and put into practice. Then only we are going to be work. That's what I am saying. Thank you, Sai Ram.
Thank you very much, brother.
Swami is saying, hello?
Yes, Auntie.
Desire, you have to put down all desires, that was the question. I think
Yes.
Swami, what he is saying is, Guna bhavamu ponduta atyavashyakamainanu ati pramamato kudukunnadi sugunamaluto kudina manasu sada chaitanyashilamai vyavaharinchutunduno. Guna abhavam. Put
Auntie,
down all.
next
It's not
line.
done. Somebody is.
Nirvyaparamuga.
Nirvyaparamuga unda jaladu. That is, without activity, it cannot remain.
Okay, next line.
Ashana anagadrokkinanu nirashavalla stabdata erpadakunda samastitini stapinchunu.
Yes, that's a line, Auntie.
That's right. Yeah.
Can you just translate it word by word, Auntie? Because that's the question which Brother Sivadas had asked.
Manasu sada chaitanyashilamai vyavaharichukunduno nirvyaparamuga nunda jaladu. That is, mind cannot be idle. Isn't that? Mind
Yes,
cannot be idle. It has to do some activity.
Yes.
Ashala nanadrokkinanu. You suppress your desires. When you suppress your desires, nirashavalla, because of disappointment, stabdata erpadakunda, you become stunned, and then samastitini stapinchunu. I mean, ashala anagadrokkinanu, suppressing your desires. It's not nirashavalla, because of disappointment.
Okay.
Yes, go ahead, Arun, go ahead.
Yeah, tell Auntie, go ahead.
Nirashavalla, because of disappointment, stabdata erpadakunda. You don't have to stop. Even though you have suppressed all your desires,
yes,
you can, samastitini stapinchunu. Equanimity. Establish yourself in equanimity.
Thank you, Auntie.
That's what I, Sai Ram.
Thank you. So I think that should answer the question Brother Sivadas asked. So what Swami says is by one, this has been translated as one must put down all desires and become free. That's the way the translation of it. I think the question is, whoever has, I understand, there are different people who would say things that it's okay to have desires. But, the Swami may have told, no doubt, Swami, many people come to Swami with worldly desires. And Swami, tells them, okay, you go ahead, I will bless you. But the reality is a person who is trying to progress in the path of meditation, as Swami has said here, they should not have any desires of the world. Even if you are going to do serve to the world, that should be done without any desires. Desire means fruit, desire for the fruit of something. That is what Swami is talking about as desires. Sometimes, we may think we want to serve the people, and it should not be done as a desire, so that, sometimes people want recognition, people want others to see that for this question is a good question, because all this comes without our knowledge, comes in because it's Maya. So Swami says a person who wants to become Ishvara should not look at the world. So I think, and I think Sister Anandi was telling, if I think her question was, if even if they're filled with qualities, we have desires also left. Then the real answer would be, then we are not full. We are half. If we are filled with good qualities, according to Swami, desire is a bad quality. That's why Swami also says, where there is karma, Rama cannot exist. Is either Rama or Kama. So the thing is, the person who is only thinking of the Lord will not have any desire of any kind. Though they will be engaged in activity which will not be harmful to the world. They will not cause any injury to the world. But that's it. It may be a distant goal for us. But I think Swami is setting it up as a goal for us to reach. And we should know that one day we have to reach, and we have to gradually march. Because there are many people who may be thinking that they are doing good in the world, they are progressing. But here Swami is not talking about that state. Swami is talking about a state of becoming one with him. And that is a higher goal than what many people set themselves for. And sometimes, there are many people speak and I think they say, we just want to justify that what we are doing is right. So we think that the desires which we have is good enough. We don't have over excess desires. But I think the proof is, in the evening has said, have we reached that state of oneness with the Lord? I think that is the question. And anyone who is interested in that, I think may have to work on removing desires completely. Because if there is even one desire, then in our heart, that much space is taken up by the desire. And Swami would say good qualities are not there. It's not full yet. I think that's my understanding. It may be a very high bar for all of us to reach. But I think we should always try to, because that way complacency doesn't set in. We don't think, oh, we are good, we are doing sadhana, that's good enough. I think Swami doesn't want us to. So Swami has always kept very, very high targets for us to reach. I think initially, Swami will say ceiling, at least bring about ceiling on desires. But one day we have to remove all desires. Desire is basically for the fruit of our action. And that's what I understand. But I will stop here. Others can share your thoughts, please, Saira.
Sairam, brother, that's good. Actually, that I again echo what you are saying. So the ideal is that the ideal status is we must put down all desires and become free. So in order to achieve that in the absence of achieving absence of qualities is not correct. It is dangerous. It is so we have to break out that achieving the absence of the qualities now. So we must engage in activity. One can't exist without activity. That's Baba is trying to say that, okay, don't think you are good and so engage in the activities in order to get rid of all desires, which is the ideal state. So I'm bringing everybody's comments here. What we can say is that when some say, oh, we are doing selfless service, oh, that's good. So through the sitting at home and as you brother explained, we not worried about the world, society. It will not help because it is bring us to passive mode, tamas state. So so the ideal is to get rid of the desires, the complete free. So to achieve that, we have to engage in activity at home and outside. At home, it could be help the household and the all job, medicine, and study and everything. And outside is whatever the help that we could do to the advancement of others, we have to engage. So it is not out of desire, but it is to kill the inactivity nature of in me, tamasic nature. To kill the tamasic nature in me, I have to work out. So so far, so anybody, if we are sincere in attitude of the service, that is good. I don't know whether I just agreed with what you said, but on condition that we have to engage in activity to kill the tamasic nature in us. So the best way could be doing service in home and outside home. This is what I understand. Thank you, Sairam, both Mani Aunty and Brother Arno. Thank you. And everybody, thank you.
Sairam, if I can add one more point to the brothers. Swami said, I'll give you everything you ask for until you ask me what I have come to give you. That is realizing the inherent divinity within, until you realize you are God. That's what I have come to give you. But he will fulfill the desires in the meantime. Am I right? Thank you, Sairam.
Sairam, Mani Aunty and everyone to do the translation and everything. Yesterday also, Brother Aruno did lots of translation for word by word and everything. We are studying word by word translation and everything in study circle. We go to the center 1 hour in praying Swami and doing our activities and service and everything. This is like before study circle, after study circle, how we are acting. We are talking here word by word, sense by everything we are saying. But are we transforming? Transformation is happening. That is important for Swami, I think. The topic we are in our center, we are doing like a happiness, make others happy, then God will be happy. Always people think they have to be happy all the time, that they don't want to make others happy. For the the now is like a new committee is going to come. All the time people talk about attachment and desires, but when we are going to practice in the study circle, when we are talking or when we go to the centers, after that, before that, what we are doing, thinking all the time Swami is teaching, that is the important part, I believe. Transformation, we are doing lots of translation here to study circle word by word. Then are we doing the same thing? Are we transforming? Years and years we are doing this. That's what my thing, Swami is expecting transformation. Thank you, Sairam.
So Sairam brother, we are going through the paragraphs and we try to understand on the each word by word. So here the Vairagya, we had most of the people had experience with the Vairagya. When they go to the funeral home, that moment they think everything, whatever they're holding, they think everything is going to go away, what is this life and everything. But they have to hold on to that one. When they come out from that thing, after 2 hours, they forget everything. Even though we came to this world alone, we're going to go alone too. This time we have the families, kids, we have wealth and everything. We have to understand even previous birth, we don't know who is our wife, who is our kids. That time also they cried when the persons left from the body. So we have to hold on to the Vairagya that will uplift our focus. Thank you, brother. Sairam.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
สายครับ Sairam. 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 สาย We have to get rid of all the desires. No, it's not easy. That Swami says that you have to take the desires one by one and work hard and get rid of them that one by one. Then Swami gives an example that take a cloth. No, that's the bundle of thread is make the cloth. That's how that desire make that bundle of thoughts. No, that we have to take each one thoughts and destroy it. Then at last, there's no thoughts, no, there's no desires. Then only we can get rid of the desires. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. Anyone who would like to say any thoughts, please?
Sai Ram, brother.
Yes.
Brother, there was a brother said about the you have to have desires also to serve Swami and all. But as you have mentioned, when you develop a good character within you, and then that will give you the good qualities to when you are serving. Also, you don't look for the fruit of your action. That's mean you don't even look for the thank you from the person you are serving, right? Then when that good quality comes, I think that automatically brings down your desires, because you will find that good qualities means that mean you have developed a good character within you. That mean that character is mainly is the love. So when you have love for others, your desires, I think automatically it's supposed to drop. That's might be that's what Swami is trying to say here. I think that's so. In that process, when you develop a good qualities, that's a good character, then it will automatically drops. Then that will allow you to be in a peace of mind, and you are doing everything with the love. So that will keep the mood for the meditation. Thank you, Sairam.
Thank you very much, sister. Anyone else? So I think if there's no one saying, I just want to, be listening to everyone. I thought there are a couple of points which I think Sister Ampiga sort of brought up a few points. See, the reality is, we did go to a translation of a sentence which actually is not translated in the English version. As if we go back, Swami says, when you have desire, then due to disappointment, everything comes to a standstill. So what happens is, when we go into even an organization setting, without our realization, we have desires. So when we have desires, we are disappointed with the world, with the center, with the other people. Then that's the problem which each of us have to deal with. See, all of us are disappointed or upset only because we have some desire. Because that is one aspect of having desire. Even to think the other should behave in a certain manner is a problem. That's why Swami in this paragraph also says it will not only suffer, because if somebody does something, it's not only we will suffer, we also should pardon others. Because we should pardon others because they may not be at a state in which we are. If we feel superior, that we are so good, if somebody else makes a mistake, we should not feel angry with them. We should understand that person needs to be corrected, maybe, but we should pardon them also. Even so, this organization actually provides us a great opportunity. Not only organization, our own homes, our workplaces, all of them provide us an opportunity for us to learn. See, the reason we come to study circle is at least here we are thinking about this and thinking about what Swami is saying. So it will help. Overnight, none of us are going to become. That's why Swami says, "Don't be in a haste." I think that's the way he starts. We should neither be hasty ourselves or nor we should rush other people into changing. But it's a steady, slow process. One day, hopefully, we will achieve, and not hopefully, we will achieve one day. But I think we should steadily go on. And just, I also wanted to point about, I want to have the desire to serve the world. That's the thing many people say, that's the way we all undertake service. Swami has talked about it so much. He said, I don't need any service from you. Does Swami need us to serve him? No, absolutely not. Do the other people need our service? Actually not, because God can look after them. But we should say this is an opportunity for us. It's an opportunity to serve. So it is. So we do it with that sense as a worship of Swami himself. And Swami, can I also do this? But Swami says he really doesn't need us to serve. So I think sometimes even sometimes we want to serve in a particular way, and we will even demand from Swami, I have to serve this way. And then if we don't get that opportunity to serve in a certain manner, then we may get upset. We'll get upset with other people. We'll say, no one is allowing me to do the service which I want to do, and things like that. Though these are subtle ways in the way mind plays tricks on us. The mind will fool us into thinking that we are already good. Even though we have desire, it's a good desire. We are trying to do something good, but others are stopping, and then we get angry with others. So these are all challenges which I think all of us have to watch out and work through. I think, I think we should neither expect ourselves to be transformed into, great sadhaka overnight, nor should we expect other people to transform, because other people transformation is not in our hands, but our transformation is in our hands. And I think that's what Swami is trying to say, because that is part of meditation. That's what I understood. So I thought I would share some of my thoughts. Not necessarily they are right or anything like that, but while listening, these thoughts came to me, so I thought I will share. If anyone has something to add or comment, please go ahead.
Sai Ram, brother, it's a very good, valid point. You bring the thing. The mind is tricking us to judge others and things like that. The most of the time, our monkey mind is giving us very bad idea to like a very negative emotions to judge others and say to the word to others. I recently studied one of the course is a 6 weeks course is negative emotions and the positive intelligence course. They are teaching us. I was very, very sad to hear that the mind is trick me and make me sad. Even though I am living in Canada, so many days I have cried for shell and helicopters are, in the dream and everything. Reality, I was very, very sad about our country war and things like that. But I am living in a peace country. Why should I worried about that? This worrying is not going to help me. When I happy only, I can do better things, no? That's what I would like to tell, brother, bring up a very good point. Our mind is saying very, very wrong thing to me, us. We shouldn't listen to us. We have to use our intellect, Swami's teaching and everything to make others happy, and the world, Swami will be happy too. Thank you very much.
Sai Ram, sister. Thank you. Thank you.
Sai Ram, I just want to clarify a point that Brother Aruno, that you said actually no one needs our service, or we don't need to serve other humans because God can look after them. So I was wondering what Swami means by love or service to mankind is service to God. Can you please?
So sister, what I meant to say is, if there's an opportunity for me to serve, if I don't serve, God has his own way. If he has to look after somebody, he will look after somebody. But I should not lose that opportunity. So the thing is, why I wanted to say that was because God is giving us an opportunity. It's like, I will give you an example of the bridge which Rama built, which Swami himself has talked about. Swami said, Rama really didn't need anyone's help, the monkey's help, to build the bridge. Okay. The monkeys shouldn't feel proud that because of them, Rama was able to build the bridge. But Rama gave them the opportunity. There were squirrels which were trying to put a few grains of sand on that bridge. Okay, but if they think that they built the bridge, did Rama need that? Did they help for the bridge? And absolutely not. But the thing is, everything, if we go with that humility and do service, that will give us proper understanding. And that's what Swami wants us to do. Swami does not want us to do service thinking other people need my help. There's an opportunity for me to serve. I want to go and serve. Because the reason is, once we think that other people need our help, then we have a sense of, superiority. We think I have a lot I can give. Without me, the other person can't have it. That kind of thinking comes into us. So that's what I was trying to say. When I say others don't need the help, means God doesn't need our help to help somebody else. He can. But what he does is he gives us an opportunity, and we should say, oh, God has given me an opportunity. If I miss it, somebody else may get it. I want to go and do it, because it's an opportunity to serve. I think the attitude is what I meant to say. So
okay,
we should.
thank you. Thank you so much. I got it now. Yeah, very good explanation. Thanks.
Yes. I think it's very, very critical. Swami has basically talked about it a lot. Swami says there are so many social service organizations in this world. I didn't create Sri Sathya Sai organization to be one another social service organization. This is a service organization where the service becomes sadhana. So the attitude with which we serve is very, very important, because without that attitude, it does not become sadhana. It becomes any other social service. The social service can even promote ego, because somebody will do a lot of seva and somebody else will come and say, oh, so and so did a lot of seva. Then they will be given a gal, and they will be recognized in public. Their photos will be published in a few magazines or websites. All this becomes impediments in the path of sadhana. And that was my point. I hope I clarified. I didn't say that. Okay,
I think service to others make us humble, and lots of peace come. I have experienced it. It's not that I'm going to get a good name in society or somebody is going to praise me. No, that's not it. The humility which we have to have as human beings, it will come to us automatically. That is my, thank you.
Sai Ram, brother, I just want to add one thing. If you think that service is an opportunity, when a person deny your service, then you will understand that was an opportunity. So you have to take the service as an opportunity and serve with a humble manner. Thanks, Sai Ram.
Thank you very much, sister. Sai Ram, please go ahead.
I would like to add a point. It's a very good explanation and very good question about the service. Service, we have to understand, you are doing God's job, whatever you mentioned. Service, we are doing God's job. Action of the fruit is not of yours. End of the day, you surrender everything. Then you are not going to have ego. So we have to think we are doing God's job. Thank you, Sai Ram.
Sai Ram. Just to elaborate, maybe it was it's a digression on my part, but because we are talking about service, I mentioned that because Sister Rambi had brought about organization and things like that, and the selection is going on. Because sometimes I want to serve in a particular role, for example, that's a desire. And when it's a desire, and when I want to serve in a position, when that position is not available, then I get disappointed. Then I will stop going and doing service also. Okay. But even though I call it service, that was camouflaged. It was desire camouflaged as service. Okay. Somebody else also can do service. So when we think it's an opportunity, we will not think it is our right. We will not demand. All this is desire camouflaged as service. So I just wanted to highlight that was the only point. Again, it all goes back to what Swami is saying. It will give up doing injury. It will seek opportunities to help. I'm just actually using the word which Swami has said. Okay. If you read the second paragraph, Swami said it will give up doing it. injury, it will seek opportunities to help, heal, and foster. If you're always seeking an opportunity to serve, if we do not get one opportunity, we will look for another opportunity and serve. If that opportunity is also not available, we'll look for another opportunity and serve. So I think that is different from desire, as that was my point. I hope I didn't digress too much, Saira.
Thank you, brother. It's a very good explanation. As everybody has to realize, going to the centers and doing against the Swami's teaching. Thank you, Sairam.
Sairam, Sister Sai. Shall we move on to the next slide if everyone is okay? We are almost, we are at 4:40. If anyone has something to say, please say. I think we can, that way we can start reading from the next slide from next study circle.
Saira, I said something about the service now, that Swami has given the opportunity to do the service, that we had to do this service without any expectation. No, that's the God name we are doing the service. And at the end of the service, we are uplifting on the spiritual path. No, that's the real thing that we are getting. But we cannot expect that somebody is not doing or somebody is not doing. That is not our part. No, our part is whatever we got it from Swami. That's the real. For the fortunate we got from Swami, that we had to get that point, and we had to go ahead and do the service. That's the things I can point out. Thank you, Sai.
Thank you very much. Thank you. So if I think it's 4:40, we could close the session with Samastaloka. I hope it was, we spent a lot of time just on one slide, but I hope it makes us all think, and we can go and read. I mean, I think there's so much Swami has said in these two paragraphs for us to contemplate and think about it, because I think it's a very important. I think Swami has touched many different concepts here. I think every sentence is filled with something for us to think about, I think. So with those words, we will close today's study circle with Samastaloka and Shanti. Saira. Samastaloka sukhino bhavantu. Samastaloka sukhino bhavantu. Samastaloka sukhino bhavantu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Sairam, everyone.
Sairam.
Sairam. Thank you, Sairam.
Sairam.
Sairam.